Back in the book segment tonight, the factor has learned that the Trump campaign has pulled back their candidate from doing national TV interviews. The question is why. Joining us now from Los Angeles, Justin Wallen, media strategist, and from Washington, Michael Maslansky, independent pollster. So first of all, the new Fox News poll just out today has Clinton up by 2, 45-43 over Trump, but that's a tie with the margin of error. So the strategy, even though Trump has been on the ascent since October 15th, all right, and he did do some interviews, couple with me, couple with Hannity, and it seemed to be working, his strategy, Mr. Maslansky, of doing selected interviews of people he knew he was going to get a fair shake with, but now he's not doing any. Is that smart?
Yeah, I think it is smart. I mean, his own worst enemy is still himself. And whether he did a couple of good interviews or not, if you go out and talk to the media, then you're unscripted and you lose control. And his campaign has been trying to keep him under control since Kellyanne Conway joined. So I think that's one good reason to do it. Right now, the story is all about Hillary Clinton and the FBI. And so why get in the way of that? And ultimately, you've got undecideds out there. Anybody who hasn't made their decision yet doesn't like either candidate, and they're deciding who to hold their nose for
or not show up at all.
Or not show up at all.
Do you feel the same way, Mr. Wallen?
Well, as a matter of fact, I don't. I get that. I get the argument, and it makes a heck of a lot of sense. Trump is his own worst enemy, and Team Trump is terrified, and it should keep them up at night if he's going to make an unforced error and say something wacky. I mean, what he said is the source of all problems, including the internecine warfare we see in the Republican Party. However, the one advantage that Donald Trump has in terms of his campaign is simply this: earned media. He's gotten billions of dollars of it, and he doesn't have the campaign funding that Hillary Clinton does have. He doesn't have the ground game that she has. The one thing he's got is that ability to generate news.
But he gets it anyway.
Well, he hasn't really gotten it anyway, because as Mr. Wallen pointed out, it's been Hillary Clinton who's generated the news because of the FBI thing. But here's the one thing I want you both to consider. Mitt Romney went to ground the last week of his campaign because he thought he won. And Mitt Romney was not a guy that made a lot of unforced errors. We offered him a full hour here the night before the debate, the night before the election, 2012. All right, he passed. He didn't want to answer any questions. He thought he had it won. I'm not sure that the Trump campaign thinks it has it won, although they are on the ascent. But I'm not sure whether this is a good strategy or not, because Donald Trump is his own best salesman, Mr. Maslansky.
Yeah, but I don't think that he is his best salesman anymore. If you look at the last 2 months of the campaign since the debates, the candidate that's been in the spotlight has dropped in the polls. And so right now there is an opportunity for him to take a step back, let things play out on the Hillary front, and see what happens. I don't think he's got any ability to introduce new people to a positive message about his campaign at this point. We've all seen everything that there is to see on the positive front.
Listen, that's certainly a legitimate point. Mr. Wallen, I'll give you the last word on it. Go.
Well, I mean, to his point, I mean, Nate Silver said back in May that if the Cubbies won, then it would be Donald Trump being the president. But I would say he has to punt. He's close, but he's not close enough. And he needs to take that gamble, because without it, he can't rely on gravity pulling down Hillary Clinton to where she needs to be.